Hi, I'm back again. I casted this thin blue line blank a while back, and I just got around to turning it today. Um, I really like this blank. Um, the image is great. I've sold quite a few of these to uh, police officers around the country. Here you can see that I've put this blank on my Tim Geist sanding jig. The sanding jig is for the 6-inch sanders. There's also a sanding jig for the 12-inch sander out there that both are carried by Jason Rose and Speakeasy. You just put one of the punches in from your transfer punch set. Uh, Most folks have them to try to take apart pens. I don't use them to take apart pens. I use them basically to use in the sanding jig. Um, so after that's done, place them in the bushings, place them between the 60-degree live centers. And you'll notice that blank was a little off center. It's really not a big deal. I mean, it turned down just fine. Just took a little bit longer to get it back down to round. Here I'm using my negative rake scraper, sold by Speakeasy. I mean, I really enjoy this hobby. When I retired from the Army, I didn't really have any major hobbies per se. I did some woodworking, um, and I like woodworking. The problem with a lot of woodworking is it takes forever, and I have the attention span um, of a Chihuahua. Anybody ever had a Chihuahua? I have a Chihuahua, and her attention span is about 15 seconds, and then she moves on to something else. Well, that's about the way I am with my attention span. Um, so when I'm woodworking, something that's going to take 3 or 4 days, just I have look a squirrel moments. Um, so this was really able to help me focus a lot more, and you get the instant gratification by turning ink pens and other small um, items. I've done small bowls. I have turned tea light holders. I've turned lighthouses for some of you guys last year, like 2 years ago. Saw my first lighthouse was not necessarily it didn't look like a lighthouse. Um, and I got a lot of flack for it from my buddies, which is fine. I can take a good joke. I really can. But I started turning these lighthouses for Christmas ornaments. Gave away quite a few of them. Um, but the ink pen turning has been one of the best things. I've been able to give my parents some really, really cool ink pens. I wish I had videos of them. One of the ones that I'd first done, well, I did 4 of them for my dad. He sent me into my grandmother's house, uh, and I was telling him how bad the house was before I went in, and he's like, I wouldn't go in there. Okay, but you'll send your eldest son. And as my wife has explained on several occasions, she's like, you're the eldest, not the favorite. That would fall to my little brother, Chris. So I did these 4 ink pens for dad, one for him and his 3 living sisters at the time. Well, before I was able to get the ink pens to dad, one of my aunts had passed away. So he placed her ink pen, Aunt Jean's ink pen, in her coffin at her funeral. And then I was able to do a pen for my mom. My grandma Nellie's house was torn down quite a while ago. So I went and secured a concrete block from the rubble pile from the foundation of her house, and I was able to craft an ink pen using concrete dust that I had broken up. This was before I was casting, so I sent this off to a friend of mine over in Maryland, and she cast it for me. And I gave it to my mom for Christmas 2 Christmases ago. Um, and it made her cry, which was pretty cool. This past year, um, I did an ink pen for Dad that had his one of his brothers, my Uncle Webb, was in Vietnam, and so I got a ink pen blank cast with my uncle's picture and some sand from Vietnam, which was really amazing. It's just things like that that I've been able to do, turning ink pens, casting my own stuff. Um, but yeah, I've given away a lot of pens. I've sold a lot of pens. My close family and friends have gotten a lot of pens. My wife has gotten a lot of pens from me. She's like, "Ooh, I like this. I think you should make this." So I end up making her a lot of ink pens. As you can see here, I've turned it. Now I'm putting the CA on. Um, Using the CA, throwing the accelerator on. The accelerator basically is an instant cure for the CA. CA dries with a lack of oxygen, and that accelerator basically just takes away the oxygen from it, allows it to cure. So as you can see, this blank, it's really pretty. I love this blank. Three coats of the thin Mercury Flex and three coats of the medium Mercury Flex. I use just regular blue shop towels. And I know guys that use gun cleaning patches because they're cotton. Um, some guys use paper towels. I use the blue shop towels. And I don't cut them up into 2-inch squares. I am not that OCD. There is one turner out there that is that OCD. Good friend of mine. I won't call him out by name, but he cuts his into pretty 2-inch squares, and it looks so neat and so professional. My goal basically is just get the job done. As you see, my micro mesh, I need to get another set of micro mesh. These have gone through a lot of ink pens over the last several months. It's got 9 different grits. I hesitate to use the word sanding with these. These are more polishing. I mean, you don't have to use CA on these blanks. I like to use CA on the resin blanks. I think it gives it a whole lot prettier shine. I mean, I have a LED light right above my lathe. So as like when you can see when I'm polishing these blanks, you can see the light directly above. All right, that light serves two purposes. Right, it gives me a lot more light in the shop, but it also lets me see every single imperfection in the blank after it's been turned. Now, where I am OCD is if I don't like the blank finish or I see an imperfection in the finish, I can sand that blank down and start the CA all over again. But that light has caused me to finish some blanks 2, 3, 4 times. Now we're going to be putting on the Meguiar's car wax. I use my finger to put it on there. I have only bought, I've been turning since early 2019, so a little over almost 2.5 years, and I have yet to buy a second can of Meguiar's car wax. I let it dry and then come back with just a blue paper towel. With the Meguiar's, again, I mean, that can is going to last me 4 or 5 years. And if it's good enough for my pickup truck, it's good enough for a pen blank. But after this, I will remove the blank from the nonstick bushings, sand down the ends where the CA has